Justin Trudeau is now in New York for a meeting of the UN General Assembly. He won't run into India's Prime Minister there. Narendra Modi is not attending, but Trudeau is finding out how many of Canada's allies are joining in on the accusations about India. Our Mackenzie Gray is in New York City. Mackenzie.
Well, Donna, Canadian allies have not gone nearly as far as the Prime Minister. Australia probably going the furthest, saying they've raised this with senior levels of the Indian government. But the UK and critically the Americans have not gone that far, saying they're in conversations with Canadian allies, but not calling out India specifically on this issue. And I think that's best underscored listening to Joe Biden's speech at the UN today when he referenced India.
In the Indo-Pacific, we've elevated our Quad partnership with India, Japan, and Australia to deliver concrete progress for the people of the region on everything from vaccines to maritime security.
Strong partnerships like Biden mentioned is something that Canada was attempting to push with India before as a part of their Indo-Pacific strategy. But Donna, after yesterday's bombshell that Justin Trudeau dropped, it's unlikely that will happen.
And Mackenzie, can we expect that this issue will be raised further while world leaders are meeting at the UN?
Well, Canada certainly would like this to be top of mind, and that started last night, Donna, with Melanie Joly meeting with foreign affairs counterparts from the G7. No word on how that meeting went, but despite this being a big issue, there's an even bigger narrative at play with India, and the West is trying to get closer with India. They're the most populous country on earth, and they're not aligned. They're not with the West, they're not with China and Russia, and that's led to a real diplomatic dance, which is playing out here at the UN, trying to woo India. And one of the people who's trying to do that is Vladimir Zelensky, the Ukrainian president. India has been neutral in the war, and Kyiv would like aid to be given to them, and they'd also like India to stop buying Russian oil on the cheap from Moscow. Now, Narendra Modi's not going to be here at the UN, which means that Vladimir Zelensky can't make that appeal in person. It also means that Justin Trudeau can't be criticized any further or have any awkward moments like we saw at the G20 with Mr. Modi here in New York.
All right, Mackenzie Gray at the UN in New York. Thanks.